Good morning, Nigeria. Welcome to Social Media Trends on the Weekend Show. My name is Ina Peters. Glad to be back. I hope everyone is doing well. Hang in there. I'm very sure this will all be over soon, as far as we just continue to do what is right and what is being asked of us by the government and the WHO. All right, let's get into the stories, the biggest stories of the week. First of all, so President Muhammadu Buhari came out on the 27th of April and said that there was going to be an ease of the lockdown from the 4th of May. Now, there were so many tweets as regards to this new directive, with a lot of people saying that, oh, will the coronavirus take a break as well? But we were all hoping and waiting to see what would happen, and the 4th of May came, and it came with a lot of reactions everywhere. I mean, there were so many videos, online showing queues, showing so many pictures, people trying to enter banks, and it seemed like a lot of Nigerians just forgot about social distancing, that key thing, that everyone has been talking about since the pandemic took over in Nigeria. But here are some tweets, that caught our attention, and I'm just going to read some of them right now. Sharing his own reaction at I am Victor. Please let the test subjects go out and tell us how far. As for me, I'm still isolated for another week. I will be checking live scores for updates, okay? At Tade Peters, OMG, if they know how viral infection works, they will stay at home. Okay, that is very true. But some people have to work. Queen_Tiana21, they should just continue with the normal mask and hand sanitizers and be very careful or else. I think that's very true. Some people have to work. People that depend on, a daily source of income have to go out. It's already been hard. We did see a lot of, humanitarians coming out and giving gifts and trying to help Nigerians during this very difficult time. At Adans George, sit home if your immune system isn't 100. Don't test your village people. That is also true, because one thing we know for sure is that people with low immune system have been warned, to try as much as possible to take extra, precautionary measures, to be extra careful, because we know that the virus definitely preys on those with weaker immune system as well as older persons. So this is true. Stay at home. At Griever goes, this government's a real scam. They know people would revolt or cause riots if they implement a 3-month lockdown without providing the basic needs for the citizens. So they had to open. Let me contract the virus and die then they automatically become scared of going out. So when the government says there's a lockdown, everyone would agree. I know their antics. Okay, now this is Grivo, I'm sure he's just thought about it in his head. Okay. And finally, at Sir_Holmes, the amount of cases next week now court we go need no be hospital. This is true. Over the week, from the 4th of May, we have definitely seen a large increase in the numbers, especially in Lagos, Abuja as well, and even in Kano. It's sad. It is really sad. So the thing is, we all have to be careful, especially people that need to go out. You have to be really, really careful, because it is not a joke. This is, I keep on saying this to, close friends. This is not a propaganda. This thing is real. So we all need to be very, very careful. Moving on to another big story this week that caught our attention is the Abacha Loop. Now, it has been trending. It's almost every year, we get to hear that, oh, there's this Nigerian money, that was moved from during the General Sani Abacha regime, to another country. If it's not Switzerland, it's America, and we've been saying that. Well, this week, about $311.7 million was recovered from New Jersey, and this money was sent down to Nigeria. And of course, this got a lot of Nigerians talking. Now, we've been seeing this, this is not the first time that this is happening, so I'm not surprised, with the reactions. So I'm just going to go ahead to read some of the reactions that I was able to collect from Twitter. At Alabi, between 1998 to 2020, the total recovered loot from Abacha stands at $3.6 billion. PNB's government has only got $633 million. What did PDP do with the rest? Okay, now this person is clearly partisan and he's just going into it. Henry Shield says, my question is simple. Why should any national monument still remain named after Abacha? Abacha Stadium, Abacha Barrack, Abacha Road, Abacha Boulevard, Abacha Street, etc. These are simple pointers to the sad fact that we have no values as a people. So he's saying basically, you know what he's saying. Okay, moving on to Adeoju Deji. The $311.7 million Abacha Loop just returned can fix some of our general hospitals, but the Buhari regime have only one agenda: looting. Okay, that is one man's opinion. At Captain Arinze, 22 years ago, $300 million would have built a power plant that could be generating up to 2k megawatts of electricity. Our total production today is not up to 5k megawatts. These Abacha Loop recoveries are enough reason for you to stop defending this politician. Let's just say this is a Nigerian. Well, surrounding this whole situation, the Attorney General of the Federation and the Minister of Justice, actually came out to clear, let's say a misconception. So basically, in a statement, he did say that these Abacha Loot, were Abacha assets. But he came on to clear, because people actually thought he was saying, these were Abacha's assets. But he came out saying, no, he was saying that, okay, now that it's been returned to Nigeria, this is now Nigeria's assets, not Abacha's assets. It still remains Abacha's loot, So I hope I've been able to clear that for you. And away from that, now, better is a poor and wise child than an old and foolish king who will no more be admonished. Now, these were the words said on the pulpit by Bishop David Oyedepo, which got to Twitter and has got a lot of people against it. A lot of people have been tweeting and have been calling this particular sermon out. Now, over the last couple of weeks, we have seen a lot of pastors in Nigeria and across Africa, to be honest, coming out and saying that they're not okay with the federal government shutting down church services. They're saying that at a time like this, Nigerians and Christians need to be praying. You need to go to church, you need to pray. But the federal government is also insisting that because of the social distancing, because of we need to be distant, because of we want to prevent the continuous spread of this virus, people should avoid large gatherings, including churches. And if you are a Nigerian and if you're a Christian, you know that churches hold a lot of people on Sundays. So, well, Bishop David Oyedepo is the latest cleric to come under fire for his recent comments. Take a look at this video and we'll delve into the tweets.
For people to be allowed to be in the market for 6 hours and can't be in church for 2 hours, man, it's an upside down way of looking at things. Amen. There is more hope for a poor and wise child than for an old foolish king who will no more be admonished. Ecclesiastes chapter 4 verse 13. Better is a poor and a wise child than an old foolish king who will no more be admonished.
Right, now let me just say that this show has got me quoting Bible scriptures. Let me tell you something. Social media trends just keeps making me surprise myself every single time. All right, now at any IQ goes. This sermon just goes to show how crooked and devious Bishop Oyedepo and his cronies are. Not that we didn't know it before anyways. How can anyone thinking straight ask which is more important, the church or the market? First, how is going to, I think he wanted to say who. First, who is going to church essential for human survival? All right. Moving on, at Eze Akachi Dozie, Bishop Oyedepo should just go to the market square and preach. That way the people can kill two birds with one stone. Shopping while hearing the word. Okay. At Toyo CAG, it is wrong to close churches in Nigeria. You can't open business for some people and close other people's source of income. This is what Bishop Oyedepo is saying. People can be so sarcastic. All right. At Lolly Pezzle, What Bishop Oyedepo didn't know is that if we don't attend church for 1,000 years, we won't die. But if we don't go out to buy food stuff, we will die of hunger. Religion is not an essential good. These frauds keep showing face every day. I am ashamed. And at Click, if you don't have any logical thing to say about the viral video of Bishop Oyedepo, please just keep quiet and read what others have to say. Don't bring curse upon yourself or for likes or tweets. At Justina Benson, it's quite simple for me. Churches aren't running essential services like our markets offer. Bishop Oyedepo of all people should understand this. So who has died because he couldn't go to church or mosque? Same can never be said of the markets. People need to restock supplies. Now let me tell you something that I learned, I was taught growing up. Touch not my anointed and do my prophet no harm. That is where I'm going to live. Judge not lest you be judged. All right, now for my final story, I just need to tell you guys this. The internet never forgets, really. Like, we all need to be aware of that, because right now on today's episode of The Internet Never Forgets, Denola Gray is on the hot seat, and this one is being done to him by a certain Chili Palmer. Now let me tell you something. It doesn't matter if you tweeted something nasty 10, 15, 9, 4, 5 years ago. If people want to drag you through the mud, if people want to read you for filth, trust me, they will dig it up. And this is exactly what happened to Denola Gray, the popular public figure. Now a lot of people know Denola Gray. He's an actor and he's a public figure, a model, name it. He has a lot of badges, that he wears proudly. Now let me say this, I think Denola Gray was trying to be a better person. This certain Twitter user at Chili Palmer, tweeted something that wasn't really sitting right with Denola Gray, and he replied, Chili Palmer, stop commenting on people's bodies. Now, Chili Palmer, remembering, what Denola Gray had done 10 years ago, 9 years ago rather, had this to say. Now he pulled up about 4 tweets, from Denola Gray, when Denola Gray was fat shaming and body shaming, fat girls and thick ladies in general. Now, this did not sit well with a lot of people, but surprisingly, Denola Gray's fans also came to his defense, and this got a lot of people, judging everyone on Twitter, saying that you guys are double standards. Now he's your favorite, and you don't want to, call a spade a spade. Let me just read the tweets for you so you get the drift. Okay, at Rick Angie, all of a sudden, you people have a problem with this Twitter cause Denola Gray was outed for being fatphobic. 5 days ago, even guys who weren't accused of being rapists were dragged for their rapey tweets. Once again, una they meant. At Dr. Olufumilayo, Osi asked people to show empathy to Abba Kyari. Many of you dug out his 10-year-old tweet celebrating Abacha's death. Denola fat-shamed people 9 years ago, but he should get grilled chicken, cold beer, with a dessert of love and light. The hypocrisy on this app is a stinking eyesore. At Delichi, some did diss you to Denola Gray, and Nigerians camped in the reply saying people are allowed to grow. This is the first time I'm seeing this new development, or is it because it is Denola Gray? Now at Omar, let's be honest, as much as we agree that people grow and unlearn, majority of y'all defending Denola are only doing so because he's your fave or you like him. If it was the other way around, you'd either be laughing silently or be kicking on the TL. And now at Ayo_Mide, nobody is above Twitter, this you be Denola or anyone else. You should be accountable for your past tweets. Well, that is the big question I'm going to leave just before I go. Does this really work? Even if you've changed, even if you've learned, even if you're no longer that person that you used to be, should you still be accountable for those tweets that may have come off the wrong way, or those tweets that were intended to hurt certain persons? So should you still be held accountable even when you no longer have those views? That is the question I'll be leaving you guys with. But that is it for me. That's the much time I have. Do follow us on all our social media platforms showing on your screen, and you can also follow me ina_Peters on Instagram and ina_Peters on Twitter. Please guys, stay safe, okay? Even as you're going out, try and stay safe and try and obey all the rules and regulations as we continue to fight the COVID-19 the best way we can. Thank you so much. I'll see you guys next week. That is the show.